wanted to make a video about mixing neutrals using watercolor. Giorgio Morandi is an Italian artist who painted a lot of still lifes in subdued, sublime colors, neutrals. And Winslow Homer here in this painting shows how neutrals can be used to show a moody, stormy character of the sea. I will be putting in the description the various pigments we've used for this painting and demonstration, as well as the brushes. Color wheel will be really helpful, and what we're doing basically is we're mixing the complementary colors. There are 6 secondary colors, and we're going to start by using Brilliant Red, which is a warm red, has more of an orange tint to it, and Cool Blue, Phthalo Blue. And when they mix together, you get a bluish looking neutral. The second combination is a Cool Red, Magenta or Crimson, and Green, which of course is a combination of yellow and blue. And when mixed together, those two complementaries should give you a brownish neutral. The third pair of complementary colors is ultramarine blue and yellow. So ultramarine is a warmer blue, it has more red in it. And when mixed together, those two give you a greenish looking neutral. You can continue mixing various neutrals with some subtle degree of having more of one color than the other. They're all grays or let's say unsaturated, desaturated colors. That's what they really are. Why do we need neutrals? Well, when you have shadows to paint, for example, instead of just using black, you can mix your black and mix your grays as well. And then you're going to have a much more vibrant painting. I used a still life, white objects only, to create a dramatic scene where in the shadows you should be able to see different degrees of colors in neutrals. And that's what I'm going to try to illustrate once I start painting this setup. The techniques I'm using here is wet into dry. My paper is always dry, and I'm also using some graduated wash within each shape. I start with a more intense section and then dilute it slightly with water, kind of like blending with watercolor. I will also be glazing, which is adding darker tones over lighter ones as you're building up the shadows and deepening the mid-tones. You probably noticed that each of the objects I'm trying to show through using a different set of neutrals or different set of complementaries to create the neutrals. So it's very important to leave light white, so the white of the paper is your lights. And I have made a very dramatic lighting in this still life, so my shadows are going to be quite dark, but my lights have to be also very concentrated, so I cannot put any paint over the white of the paper where the light's hitting the objects or the drapery. When you put your light source so close to your objects in the still life, you will create a very strong contrasting effects, and that also translates into a lot of drama in your setup. So your darks will have to be built up gradually to a very strong dark shadows. And I'm using different neutrals, as you can see, to have a variety of sort of subtle colors in the midtones and the shadows. I also chose this particular setup because I like to have a little bit of a meaning to even the still lifes that I create, and this one is all about breakfast things. You can see an egg and an egg holder, and also a ceramic milk carton. If you squint as you're painting, it really helps to separate your values, and you can see much clearer what it is that needs to be darkened or lightened, sometimes by using a bit of water and lifting off the extra paint. So what I really wanted to illustrate in this video is that neutrals can make your painting more lively. Even a seemingly colorless and dull subject matter can turn into a painting with subtle glow and depth and variety. So I hope that you found this information useful, and please subscribe, leave comments, ask questions, and just let me know what topics interest you. And thank you for watching.